Hello, everyone, and welcome to our today's webinar. We are very excited to welcome you all today here. My name is Alina, and I'm an Education USA advisor. And here is Education USA Virtual with another interesting webinar, which we hope is going to be useful for you guys. I would like just to mention that Education USA Virtual is providing monthly webinars on useful topics that will help you to prepare for your application process, either if you are a potential undergraduate student or a potential postgraduate student. You are more than welcome to join our community. On our website, you can find more information, more useful articles, and you can see what is the nearest center, Education USA Center, where you can find the help of the Education USA advisors.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Sorry, I think we had a bit of a frozen screen there, but I'm really excited to be with everyone today. We are representing Stephen F. Austin State University in Nacogdoches, Texas. So if you have been exploring Texas a little bit, you might say this is an unusual background, but we are in a region called the Piney Woods of Texas, so in the eastern part of Texas. You can see on the PowerPoint, we're about halfway between Houston and Dallas in East Texas, very close to the border of Louisiana. And it's a little picture of our campus, very green, very beautiful, so maybe not the image you have of Texas. So we're really happy to be presenting today about academic excellence, which we think you can find at our university, Stephen F. Austin. Next slide, please. And just an overview of who is going to be talking today. So we'll have the director of our School of Honors, Dr. Michael Kasich. He's also professor of government. School of Honors might be something new to you, but we really want to spotlight that as a way that undergraduate students can seek academic excellence at the university. I'm Heather Catton, Director of International Programs. I'll talk very briefly about how you can gain admission to university in the U.S., specifically Stephen F. Austin. We also have Mr. Darius Tubbs from our Office of Graduate Research and Graduate School. Talk about a little about the graduate experience as well. And you can see our Instagram tags there if you want to follow us on any of those platforms. Next slide, please. Just a little overview of who we are. We are a public university, state university. We are actually affiliated with the University of Texas system, one of the biggest university systems in the U.S. We're a proud new member of that system just within the last year and a half. We have been around for more than 100 years as Stephen F. Austin State University. We are accredited, so you know that we are a legitimate university. We have all the certificates that you need to see. Right now, we have about 180 international students studying with us from 50 different countries. So it's a diverse population, not a huge population of international students. So you really get personal service from our office, international programs, and from your professors and the various service offices. And I just wanted to give a little overview of some of our most popular programs currently among international students. A lot of those are in the sciences and business, but we also have some really unique programs, athletic training. We have a specific program for banking. We have, which is also a little bit unusual in Texas, we have an entire college that is devoted to forestry and agriculture. We have social work at the undergraduate, master's, and doctoral level. and some new exciting programs, sound recording technology, which is really just taking off. Okay, next slide, please. We feel that we're in a really unique location here in East Texas. It's affordable to live here. It's very safe. It's a small community. And I just wanted to give a few examples. The best marketers of the university, of course, are our students and our alumni. So just a few of the quotes these are specifically from international students, that they have an amazing experience here. They make friends through our clubs. We have all the resources that you need to get you prepared. It's going to be a brand new life living in the US and in Texas. So we make sure that you have those resources that you need, to get prepared academically, socially, living, anything that you need. So, we're really here to support our students, and we found that their experience here has been great, and they like to promote us as well. Okay, next slide, please. And we know that some students, maybe are concerned about safety and security in the US, but I think that's something that we have to offer. Being in a small town, you can live on campus. It's a great way to get involved in the university, to meet people living in a residence hall. And I didn't mention, we're in the piney woods, so our mascot is the lumberjack. So we are the SFA Lumberjacks. You can have the lumberjack experience here. And also for security, we have our own police department who are on campus 24 hours a day. They're very visible, and that's their purpose, is to keep us safe. And if you need, from the smallest things, if you want to walk from the library to your residence hall at night, you can get an escort. But like I said, it's a small town. It's very safe. And I think all of our students feel that security. Next slide. And just a really quick overview of our admission requirements. Most international students are going to need some kind of proof of English proficiency. And for undergraduate and graduate, we're going to require, if you have a foreign degree, that it is evaluated so we can see what your grade point average is on the US scale. Most of the programs do not have additional testing except for honors. If you want to enter that in your first year, we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Graduate students, it's really going to depend on which program you want to apply for. They might require a statement of purpose, letters of recommendation, but each graduate programs, they're really unique. So we can discuss those later. Okay, next slide. And an important thing, how much does it cost to study with us? So I have two tables here, one for undergraduate, one for graduate. The column that you want to look at is on the right-hand side, because if you get a scholarship of at least $1,000, that allows you to pay our Texas resident tuition. So that's going to give you a discount of between $10,000 and $9,000 each semester. So at the bottom right column for each, that's your total estimated expenses for studying here for one academic year. So that's your tuition, your fees, living expenses, your books, health insurance, etc. So definitely below $25,000 to $30,000 per year with our scholarships. Okay, so that was a really quick overview, but I want to carry on to kind of the meat of this, is talking about our honors program at SFA. And today we have with us is Dr. Michael Kasich. He is the head of our honors program and a professor of government. So I'll hand it over to Dr. Kasich.
Thank you so much, Heather. Good morning. Good morning here, a good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Let me give you a real short, brief overview of what honors is. Honors are smaller, more directed learning experiences. What you do in an honors program at a U.S. university is, well, at our university, is you earn 24 honors credit hours during your time here. These are not in addition to your degree program requirements. They're simply honors versions of what you're already doing. What we think we do and what we strive to do is give our students advantages in applying for postgraduate work. We are elite. Out of 11,000 students at SFA, less than 600 are honors students. As you can see, the admissions requirements are a 27 ACT or 1290 SAT or a 3.25 grade point average. If we are unable to demonstrate those when you come into SFA, after one semester, we'll look at your GPA, and if it's at 3.25, we'll admit you. To stay in good standing, you need to earn 6 honors credit hours per year. That's usually 2 classes, and maintain a 3.25. One final thing before we move on to the next slide is that as Director of Honors, I am always looking for intellectually curious students. So if you don't meet those standards exactly or precisely, let's sit down and talk, and maybe we can get you into the program anyway. Next slide, please. The goal of honors is to create a more marketable you, especially if you're seeking to do postgraduate work. So in our honors classes, for example, you'll never have more than 30 students. The professors are among the best professors on campus. The classes are often centered on discussion, which is going to improve your English. And the best thing about honors is our grades in our honor sections are far higher than the grades in normal sections across campus. Next slide, please. SFA's strengths, or one of the SFA's strengths, is its low student to faculty ratio and its faculty accessibility. Everything in honors is built around taking advantage of these strengths. So for example, if the classes we offer in a given semester don't meet your needs, there's a second way to earn your hours. And that's what we call an honors project or an honors contract. What this is an independent project in a normal class in which you work closely with a professor. Once you complete that project, if you've completed it to the professor's satisfaction, not only do you get honors credit for it, but it's something that we can leverage into a conference presentation or possibly even a publication. So this is a good example of how we focus on building the best you that we can for postgraduate work. Honors will also try to provide monetary support if you are accepted to a conference. And as I said a moment ago, this gives you a real opportunity to work closer with your professors, which means better recommendation letters. Next slide. We have designed the program beyond the academic components in a way that maximizes your chances for success here. So for example, we have a wide variety of additional benefits that are only for honor students, nobody else on campus. We have a private computer lab. We will allow you to print for free there. We will allow you to make copies for free there. We've got a lounge where you can relax and socialize with other honor students. We've got private study areas. Our students register on the very first day of registration. That means you get your pick of professors and your pick of classes. As you can see in the picture right there, we've got an honors dorm, which is all honors, honors only, and the GPA in that dorm is almost 3.7. We have an honors student association, again, additional opportunities for meeting high-performing students here at SFA. And finally, we have additional scholarship opportunities. With that, I'll wrap it up and let us move on to the graduate school, and I'll be happy to take your questions later.
Hello, my name is Darius Tubbs, and I am presently the graduate studies coordinator at Stephen F. Austin State University. I am also a graduate student studying in the curriculum and instruction program. And I absolutely love being a student at Stephen F. Austin. As the speakers before me both said, it's in a very great environment. It's very small classes. I believe in my classes, I don't have any classes with more than like 20 students. The other thing that I love about the graduate program specifically is that they offer online, in-class, face-to-face, and hybrid options. So whatever works best for your schedule as a professional, as an adult, and as a student. That is super useful. And we have plenty of graduate student resources. One of the resources that I'd like to talk about for just a second is called Beyond Graduate School, which is a program that offers all kinds of great skills and webinars and videos, toolkits for graduate students and people who are leaving graduate school and entering the workforce. So, for instance, they offer interview preparation. They do resume and cover letter support to help you get your cover letters in a state where you are ready to apply for jobs. There is career exploration. I think that's my favorite part about Beyond Graduate School, is that you can hear from experts in a multitude of fields all over the country, from educators to engineers and scientists to social workers, and they will tell you about their experiences in graduate school. They will tell you about how they have been successful in their careers and transferring those skills as well. So yes, I'm a huge fan. I got my bachelor's degree at Stephen F. Austin State University as well as my master's degree. And I'd be happy to take any further questions that you have on the graduate school. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Darius. Your experience is very valuable. So you were mentioning that you are already studying at your master degree, so you are already postgraduate, and you are benefiting of the honors program. I think this is a question also suitable for Michael. And that was actually one of the questions that we've got before the start of this webinar. What are specifically the eligibility criteria for the honors program? So we know already that you need to fulfill a specific GPA, you need to have an SAT score, but is this program available for both undergrads and for both grads, or is it only for bachelor students who are intending to apply for their graduate studies?
That's a great question. That's a great question, Alina. This is strictly for undergraduate students.
Perfect.
We are focused on getting students into graduate school and having success at graduate school, but our program is not for graduates, only undergraduates.
Awesome. Okay, good. And they will necessarily need to have their SAT. So they would need kind of to excel in their studies. And this is one of, so this is a kind of support, correct? As I understand.
Absolutely.
Is this financial support type? So they would also get, because you've mentioned scholarships. Does that mean that this is fully funded, or they would just, no? Okay.
No. There is an opportunity for honor scholarships, but it's only an opportunity. They're competitive scholarships, and students may or may not get these scholarships. Let me address one thing, though. While the SAT and ACT is the normal path into the program, what I really want more than anything in the program is intellectually curious students. So there are two additional paths. One is to stay at SFA for one semester and earn a 3.25 grade point average, and we'll admit you automatically at that point. The second one, though, is, I have some discretion as the director of honors. If you demonstrate that you're intellectually curious and you have done well in your school, in whatever your home country is, let's sit down and talk. Maybe there's a place for you in the program immediately.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what might be the benefit of the student to participate in that? We already understand that they might get additional support after they will finish with their bachelor degree, but how the university normally, or the institutions would normally convince the students to get specifically into honors programs, because they don't really know about that. So I would just love to get more into specifics of this program, and how are you promoting those programs within the students, because they don't really know about those.
So sometimes the way that I phrase it to students, American students, is imagine getting an elite private school education at a public school price. So what are the sort of things that characterize some of the most elite schools in America? Well, very small class sizes, a lot of personal attention from professors. That's what we do inside of our program. You get to know your professors very well, which means you get terrific letters when it comes time to go to graduate school. Everything we do in our program is a vehicle for student excellence and academic excellence. And if you perform well in our program, which you will, if you perform well in our program, that increases the possibility of postgraduate acceptance, whether it be at our university or at a medical school or a graduate school somewhere else. So we help you to build the resume that helps you to take the next step. Does that make sense?
Sure, for sure. And another thing that we would just like to clarify, is this program only available at your institution, or is this available to many other institutions? And is this available also for international students?
Each honors school or honors program is a little bit different. Some universities have them, some don't. I would say most universities have them, but some don't. Within any given university, the honors program will be a little bit different. I have tried to make my program inclusive in getting in, but a little bit more demanding in staying in. So I want you to earn 6 hours each year. I want you to keep your grades up. I want you to do well while you're here and demonstrate those qualities that we seek, such as intellectual curiosity. We have a lot of additional ways to do that beyond conference presentations and independent research. We're co-sponsoring an event with Heather's office today for a presentation by a Pakistani student. Again, we encourage students who want to learn, who enjoy learning. We're not the program for somebody who's just trying to get through school. We're the program for somebody who wants to excel while they're in school and enjoy it at that same time.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for clarifying that, Michael. So I think one of the last questions that I would like just to wrap up our discussion about the honors program would be the scholarship. You were saying that you have that available. So if we can talk about a specific percent, or what is the tuition that a student would have to just have in his mind or her mind when he would get into this program, how much he or she would have to pay, and how much would be the financial aid that you can offer a student.
So once you're admitted to SFA, honors costs nothing extra. Honors is free for our students. You simply have to prove yourself academically and maintain academically. As far as the scholarships that we offer two different types of scholarships. One is for incoming freshmen. And you can go to our website to look at those awards, but those are a variety of renewable awards for between $4,000 and $5,000 annually. The competition is fierce for these awards. We don't have a lot of them, and we wish we did, but you need to excel, and you will need an SAT or ACT score to be considered for one of these awards. So that 1290 or 27 is the floor for those awards. After that, returning students who are coming back for their second year, their third year, their fourth year at SFA, we have a series of $1,000 scholarships. Again, the competition is fierce for these awards. Finally, we have additional money for conference presentations, and it's much easier to get that money. They're smaller awards, but I try to put money on the table to help and encourage every student to attend conferences and present their work.
Awesome. And I think related to the answer that you gave at the end, just to specify, is the honors program related to specific majors or specific programs that the student would like to get into, like, I don't know, specifically STEM or specifically, I don't know, liberal arts or something like that, just to know more about that?
I understand the question, and this is a question that I forget to answer every single time, because to me, it's just the way I built the program. Of course, it's this way, and that means it's open to everybody. You can be STEM, you can be music. In the dorm that I showed you before, I think one of the great things that can happen while you're at a university is for a biochemistry major to live with a bassoon player. You know, I think that just broadens everyone's horizon and makes the educational experience so much more of what it's supposed to be. Again, getting back to that intellectual curiosity. Any program, any major, but you do have to be an undergraduate. And again, you do have to maintain excellence while you're in the program.
Okay, and I think one of the last one, which I would just like to clarify, I think that would be the question that our students would give to us. How they do just to keep their excellence? I mean, if a student fails to have the same, GPA, or I don't know, he has a bad period, he's going through a bad period, let's say, in his life, and he's not excelling that good, how you do to support them, or how you do in case if they are not maintaining, all the necessary requirements just to keep their, I don't know, their honors program, how you proceed with them in this case?
That's really two questions. One question is, how do we support them? And more broadly, SFA has something called the ARC, which is a tutoring and academic resource center that's really top flight, one of the best in the state. And many of our students, not only do they take advantage of it because they want the A instead of the B, but many of them act as tutors in that program. So that's how we sort of support our students. But the second question is, what happens if you have a bad semester? And it's a little bit complicated, but essentially what we do, if your GPA falls below 3.25 but stays above 2.5, we'll put you on what we call probation. And all that means, you can still use the lab, you can register early, you can take our classes, you do everything a normal student would do, but each semester we expect you to raise that GPA a little bit until you get back to 3.25. So we'll give you plenty of time to do it. We'll work with you to do it. But you have to improve a little bit each semester. Now, if you fall below a 2.5, we'll remove you from the program because clearly there are a lot of things going on and you need to focus on academics. But we will allow you to petition for reentry to the program once your grades get back to 3.25. I think that the probation period is very generous. And I think that there aren't many students who fall below a 2.5. And when that happens, once again, I think you just need to refocus at that point, and you don't need a lot of distractions in your life.
That's a good advice, by the way. And I think that's available actually for all the institution, not specifically to yours, because that can happen to anyone and everyone can go bad. I mean, can go have a bad period. So yes,
Absolutely.
it's good that we can students can have your support in that. Okay, so
can I say one other thing, Alina?
Sure.
I think one other thing is that I don't know if this comes across in a video conference, but I talk to my students all the time. My students come in and sit down and we have a glass of green tea together and we chat. We chat about their life, we chat about their goals, we chat about their challenges. And SFA is really good at that. We're really good at mentoring. And so tomorrow I've got 3 appointments with students where we're just going to sit and talk. And it's not big, heavy stuff. It's just an outlet for each of us. And so I think that's another way we provide support. Anyway, sorry, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for clarifying that. Okay, so I think we are kind of wrapping up with the honors program. I just want us to focus now on the questions that we've got before the start of this webinar because our students have this option. So I think those would be kind of more related to Heather, but I mean, you guys are also free to answer them and jump in with your opinions on that. So one of the first question is how to find scholarship for BA. What are admission requirements and what advantages IB program has in this regard in comparison with state school program?
Yeah, so finding scholarships for bachelor's programs, specifically for international students, we do have a scholarship that's set aside. I have 75 scholarships for our international students. It's not a large scholarship. It's $1,000 to get a $1,000 stipend. But what that allows is for the university to charge you the same tuition rate as a resident. So overall, it gives you about a $10,000 discount. So I have those there specifically for international students. I'm the one who decides who they get awarded to, which is great. You know, I review each applicant, and I mean, most of the students who apply for that are awarded the scholarship. But we have university-wide scholarships that students can apply for. They're open every year, beginning September 1st until February 1st for the upcoming academic year. And one of those that Dr. Kasich was talking about, the honor scholarships are in that pool of scholarships. But those are university-wide. They are very competitive, but available to anyone who applies. Advantages of IB program. In terms of getting scholarships, I don't think that would give an advantage. It's more looking at a student's grade average or test scores for scholarships or background or desired area of study that they're looking at. But I think often with the IB, programs, we can give students something like advanced placement credits. So they could be getting college credit for those IB grades that they have, which, I mean, that just saves money because that's fewer courses that you have to take at the university level.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the response. The other question is from a student from Turkmenistan. I'm from Turkmenistan, but currently I'm in Turkey. Is it also fine to get into USA, I guess, just get education?
Yeah, that's, I mean, no problem. We have students who, for various reasons, maybe they have to apply for their visa in a country different from their home country because there's no consulate or U.S. embassy. So I don't think that's a problem. You know, where if you can attain your visa in the country where you're living, then you can come to the U.S. and study. No problem.
Thank you. The next one, what are the requirements for international students to apply for U.S. university? I think you can relate also that to your institution, but I guess that would be a general answer for all the institutions. Maybe you can also refer to undergrads and to grad students.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Right. So most students are going to need some kind of proof of English proficiency. That might be a TOEFL exam, the IELTS exam. A lot of institutions in the US now, at least at the undergraduate level are accepting the Duolingo exam, which is, I know, much less expensive, more accessible. So we accept that as well at the undergraduate level. Graduate level, usually the same thing, but most currently are not accepting the Duolingo exam for graduate studies. And then most institutions, some have in-house evaluators for transcripts. Some will require students to get an independent evaluation of their transcript, and that might be going through a company like WES or Spantran or some professional agency that will look at your grades, look at your courses, and then translate that into the US 4.0 grade scale, credit scale. So most institutions will need something like that. Some institutions may need your personal statements, recommendation letters, but that's an institution by institution consideration.
Thank you. And the question that we've got in our chat box from one of our students that are watching us live is from Lela. She's asking, please assist me with the Canvas credential and the pathways. I have an account. Can I get the quiz if I couldn't watch the live? If so, can I fulfill the quiz and where is it? Please link. I'm not sure if you know that.
I don't know what the Canvas credentials is. Sorry. We
Lela,
don't
if you
use
can,
that.
yeah, if you can just give us more details. I guess you are going through a specific process. Yeah, depending on what you are going through, maybe you can email us. You can find our email on our website, or you can relate to your Education USA advisor if you are participating in a specific cohort. I guess maybe you are a participant of a specific cohort in a country in our region. So maybe yes, the advisor can give you more details on that. Okay, good. So I think we are done with the questions. I am really thankful to all the answers that we've had from you today, and I really hope that the students that have watched us today will research more about the options of applying for a honors program, which is a great I think is a great way of showing your academic excellence and showing how good you are excelling. And thank you, Michael, for giving us the details. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Darius, for participating in our today's webinar. We are very much evaluating all the information that you shared with us today. But I would like just to wrap up our today's webinar, guys, with the announcement that we are posting here on our website about GSAP. So this is the cohort that we are opening since May. So you have the possibility to apply for that. This is designed specifically for students who want to apply for their postgraduate degree. So if you are now researching to apply for your master or for your PhD, you should know that this program is for you, and you would get within this program a lot of useful information about the application process, about the steps, about all the sign details that you need to consider when you are applying for your postgraduate degree. We highly encourage you to scan the QR code that was already a bunch of times on our screen. You can go on our website. You can see there the form. You can see which are the eligibility criteria, and we encourage you to participate also in the Q&A session, in the Zoom Q&A session that my colleague, the coordinator of this program, Ainashka Dusheva, will held at the end of April. So you can go on our website and find more information on that. Other than that, I encourage you to participate in all our webinars. Thank you once again for attending our today's webinar. I hope that it was useful for you. And if you want to find more details, you can also reach Heather or Michael themselves. They will for sure share with you more details about the program and about their institution. Thank you so much. And I wish you a great